The offseason for the Chicago Bulls is far from over. And there's one interesting thing that's being placed out there, pretty much saying that the Charlotte Hornets should be looking to improve their front court by going after Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, we got to talk about that. We're going to present the trade proposal. We're going to talk about the options and what is going to happen if he is still on this roster when the season rolls around. Y'all know we're going to talk about it all and break it down, but you know, you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
That Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another daily episode. So if you tuned in and locked in and love talking Bulls basketball, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, we know that all of us in Bulls Nation is sitting here wondering what is going to happen with Nikola Vucevic. We look at the Chicago Bulls as one of those teams that is a young team right now with a lot of young pieces. In some way, somehow, we still have Nikola Vucevic, who's on this team, who we feel like virtually should have been gone last season, but no, he is still in a Chicago Bulls uniform. That is not to say that Nikola Vucevic isn't a good player. It's just that many of us, including myself, want to see a different template played at the center position, and we want to see a young guy take the reins to see what else can that young guy provide for our Chicago Bulls. So I came across this article from my mans from Sports Illustrated and Thomas Gorski, who is urging the Charlotte Hornets to go after Nikola Vucevic, saying that them moving on from Mark Williams, they should absolutely try to help out their front court by going to get a Nikola Vucevic who can be a starter for them. And it's a good thing because it's on an expiring contract. And then the Charlotte Hornets can go out there and allow some of their younger players like a Kalkbrenner to just develop and then eventually take the reins while you have Nikola Vucevic on a 1-year rental. My man's Tom Gorski put out the trade proposal. The trade proposal is simple and it works. If you fired up the trade machine, go ahead and fire it up. It makes you a little bit excited, but we still got to wait to see what the front office is going to do. Now we're looking at the trade proposal, which includes Josh Green, Grant Williams, Nick Smith Jr., and a 2027 first-round pick for Nikola Vucevic. You listen to that and you say, oh, yeah, let's get it. Now, obviously, the Chicago Bulls have a full roster of players. So there will have to be some moves made for the Chicago Bulls to even be able to retain some of these players. But I don't necessarily think that you have to retain all of these players. You could simply just go out there and probably buy them out or try to find another solution for some of these players. Not to say that they can't work, but I'm not really a fan of Grant Williams at this point. One of the funniest things I remember about Grant Williams is when he was like, I'm going to make both of them. I'm going to make both of them. And went to the free throw line and missed both of them. It was crazy work. It was crazy work. But the most important thing that I'm looking at is that first round pick. The Chicago Bulls can decide on whatever they want to do with all these players and definitely don't have to take on all these players to where they see a lot of playing time throughout the season or don't even have to be on the roster. But the first round pick is definitely something that'll be very, very interesting to me because the Chicago Bulls, for some reason, they just love doing player swaps and never really go into getting the assets necessary so we could go ahead and move on. That's just how I'm looking at it. But I say this is a way to let Nikola Vucevic go down into another location. And this is another way for the Chicago Bulls to probably take a look at a Josh Green. Maybe take a look at a Nick Smith Jr. Maybe. Or just decide on, hey, This would be able to free up some money for us. This would be able to get us a first round pick in 2027 so we can make sure that we're trying to continuously improve this team. Obviously, it's just discussions, it's just things thrown out there. So take it for what you will. But I think that finding a new destination for Nikola Vucevic has to be on the top or at least second on the Chicago Bulls to-do list for the foreseeable offseason, for the remainder of the offseason, right? It has to be on their minds. And then there is a reality that we can probably be walking into. There is a door right there that we can possibly be getting ready to walk into to where Nikola Vucevic is still here when the season starts. How do you feel? I just want to know, how do you guys feel? Me personally, I don't hate Nikola Vucevic. I think Nikola Vucevic is still a good player, but I think he will be best suited in another destination. That's just how I feel. I want to see younger and more athletic, a more defensive minded big operate with this fast paced offense. And to be quite frank with you, Nikola Vucevic, in my opinion, you might have yours, I have mine, but in my opinion, Nikola Vucevic checked out at the beginning of the season and didn't really check back in until he was like, oh, snap, we actually playing good basketball. Call it fair or foul, call it how you want to see it. But I feel like we needed more of that second half Nikola Vucevic to be present early on. But then, so you take it for what you will. So I think there is a reality that he might be here when the season starts. You absolutely bet not extend nothing if you're the Chicago Bulls. Do not extend Nikola Vucevic to another contract simply because I think it's time. I think Nikola Vucevic deserves to go and play somewhere else. Where that somewhere is, ain't got nothing to do with me. Obviously, you don't hope a player had to go to a dumpster fire, but that's not up to me to make that determination. Just me personally and my little pettiness that I'll be throwing out there when I talk about Nikola Vucevic just wants to see him going further from the Chicago Bulls. And if that is down in Charlotte, hey, I know a couple good breakfast spots for you, boy. I know a couple good soul food spots and seafood spots down there. I've spent a lot of time in Charlotte. I got you, Nick. I got you, Nikola Vucevic. But hey, I think at this point in his career, he absolutely wants to go and play playoff basketball, give himself an opportunity to go out there and win a championship. But again, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I just want to see him off my team. Because if we enter the season with Nikola Vucevic, I honestly don't think it's going to be a bad idea. I mean, no, I think it's going to be a bad idea. I just don't think that it will be totally bad as the way that the Chicago Bulls want to play. But again, I'd rather take my chances with allowing Zach Collins be the starter and then Jalen Smith be my backup. That's just how I feel. Other options can include, hey, you waiting into the trade deadline. See if there is another team that's, with an injury or something that's probably, that they going through and they say, hey, Nikola Vucevic, Chicago Bulls, can we slide? Can we talk? But then it comes back to, can the front office execute the trade in the right way to make the right decision to say, hey, Nikola Vucevic, give us 2 second-round picks, because we know before you was offered 2 second-round picks for Andre Drummond and you just allowed him to walk out the damn door. So what are we doing here? I have not that much faith in my front office. I think that some of the moves that they made a little bit of sense, but with the track record, it's hard to give our front office good kudos for some of the moves that they have made and have not made. So at this particular moment, it's just a bunch of rumors. It's just up for discussion. We don't necessarily know. We are already hearing that my man's Josh Giddey and the Chicago Bulls are far apart when it comes to contract negotiations. We're now hearing that they might want to hang on to Kobe White and just let Ayodo Sumu go. We're hearing a lot of different things, and we just got to sit back, relax, and wait to what happens. I threw out, C-Dub threw out, buy the man out. Just buy him out. You can't find a trade partner, just buy Nikola Vucevic out. Some of y'all said we sound ridiculous. Hey, I'm going to still stand on that. If I still sound ridiculous, that is totally fine. But I don't want Nikola Vucevic with these young guys. I want to see a different template at my starting center spot. And I think that you have somebody who could be a one-year rental in Zach Collins. And then you still got a couple years left, I believe, with Jalen Smith. You can run with that and then go into the draft and get your big guy next year. But as it currently stands, I say buy the guy out. Buy the guy out. There ain't a lot of things shaking up on the market right now. It ain't a lot of things shaking up on the market right now. The restricted free agents, they want 30 mil. The team said, you ain't getting 30 mil. Some teams want to go out there and get the absolute most that they can get in trades. The team that want the player and know that the team that wants to trade said player, they ain't giving up much. So right now, the way the market is dry. It's just complete dryness. It's just complete influx, if you want to call it that. So I say the only other option leaves us right here. Buy him out. Just buy him out. Buy him out. You're going to pay him $21 million. Just say, hey, Vooch, we're going to buy you out for 15. Boom. You save yourself $6 million, Jerry. You save yourself $6 million. You allow Nikola Vucevic, who, hey, for the most part, Mr. Consistent, right? He don't miss many games. He's a double-double machine. He played and he cussed out Zach LaVine a couple times. But other than that, he been a pro. He been a pro's pro. He has his flaws, but he's been a pro's pro, and he's, we know what he is. So just buy him out. Save yourself $6 million and call it a day. Ain't no point to keep hanging on to this situation. He doesn't want to be here. So just let him go. Let him go off into the sunset. Wash your hands with the situation. And we focus on these young guys that's trying to hoop. We focus on these young guys that's trying to hoop. We focus on our Josh Giddey, the Kobe White, the Ayo, the Noah Essengay, the Ubrich, the Matis Buzelis. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on these young players. Let's get the old stench out the door. Sometimes you got to trash. I know trash day is once a week, but damn, sometimes you got to take the trash out before Friday, because whatever you put in the trash can stink. This stink. So get it out the door. Buy him out. That's and y'all gonna say, Bobby, you're being ridiculous. Bobby, you acting crazy. Nikola Vucevic could absolutely help this team. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying if we're gonna lean into a young iteration of the team, let's fall in the goddamn bed. That's all I'm saying. Don't just touch the bed. Let's just do a full plank into the bed of youthfulness. Come on, man. Somebody got to feel me, right? But, hey, we talked about all things discussed, man. Y'all go ahead and y'all let me know your thoughts and everything down below on the Nikola Vucevic situation. Comment below. Leave your thoughts. And if you want to call in, the line is open. The number to do so is 773-242-9219. We appreciate y'all over here. Make sure y'all always see red, and y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace, y'all.
Cognac. Gang.